Hear what them say. The Jezebel came to General Food Supermarket this afternoon at about 5:30, accompanied by a Mr. ZJ and a clear-skinned lady to shop. General Foods policy is that you must wear a mask to enter. You know me say to you? The policy of General Foods, and me upset with General Foods policy, is that you must wear a mask before you enter. The Jezebel Jamaica. Yes, the Jezebel. She came in and refused to wear a mask and went on and shopped without a mask, refusing to abide by the policy. When she finished shopping and went to cash, the cashier refused to cash her without a mask, and the cashier stood her ground. The Jezebel then asked one of the persons that accompanied her to cash instead, while she still refused to put on the mask. I understood that someone who was with her had masks, and we also sell masks. One of the government security who was upset of what the Jezebel did left front very upset. I went from around the back to witness for myself. On my arrival, I saw her at the front desk, to the side without a mask, talking to the supervisors, and they informed her of the policy, which she refused to comply. I went outside and came back and stand in front of her about 3 feet and looked dead in her eye for about 10 minutes as she was speaking to the manager at the front desk, and she took her phone and called the justice minister. And then she's speaking with him. She went on to explain how the policy could lead to discrimination and could lead to a possible lawsuit. I stood dead, looked for 3 feet away to know. As she was speaking, she went on to say it's not legal, and the manager told her it is General Foods policy. I told her she has an option, and the manager, knowing I am a political activist, make sure she keep remind her of the policy. She leave General Foods after 6. But here is my problem. And you see, this is where I'm talking about the injustices in Jamaica. Because you're the first Jezebel of the country. The first Jezebel. Yeah, man, you're the first Jezebel. Because you're the first Jezebel of the country. Remember saying that even if you keep your man because you have matey in the parliament. It's not me says what them say pan pink wall. Say matey in the parliament. Who give you the right for things that you can come at General Foods? Come change the people in policy because you're the first concubine for the country. Because you're the first concubine for the country. You think because you're the first Jezebel, because you think say your name wife, you think say you can walk around and beat up and deal with anybody anywhere. I'm going to say this too in Jamaica. Had it been anybody else, General Food would have denied them access to even enter and further shop. She was cashed. Right? She stand there. I bad up the supervisor, Jamaica. She go on with herself. And she was adamant she's not cash. She now wear no mask. But because you're the first lady for Jamaica, you think, say, everywhere you go. Let me tell you something. Your first lady status coming to an end in another year or two. Chief Jezebel for Jamaica. Your first lady status will come to an end or two in another year or two. So you can go on. Yeah, man, she a Cleopatra, but she also wear the name Jezebel. She's a dangerous and evil woman. Dangerous and evil woman. When you see her at Grand Gala, in the big earring, them are coming like say, I kick me, kill me. She don't know nothing name class and standard. Nothing no know as class and standard. Nothing. You never see the big old earring them in her ears. Well, look like Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. You never see the state of the no, let me tell her. The earring them went from Yaso to down Yaso. We don't want it pass shibang pandem. Yes, man, the Jezebel. The big Jezebel. The big old Jezebel. Jezebel must go down. Yes, Sharon. Sharon, oh, the Jezebel must go down. You know what I say, students? The Jezebel. We never see the shebang in her ears. One time it feel like me see her head. You know, like me see her head. Me see her head Jamaica. Me see her head the world. Those in the US who never see it. All her head can't manage the earring because about 20 pounds of earring. About 20 pounds. But yet still you're going to General Food. And you decide say you now wearing a mask. You're now wearing a mask. Anyways, Jamaica. We never see the big shebang in her ears. We never see she have on the half full color green. And the green dress was she have on ugly and mucky. Me not tell her like Sandra Golding, you never look bad at the Jamaica 60 Grand Gala. Sandra Golding, all the chief of defense staff, Antoinette Weems Gorman, and she look like the first lady for the country. Because I see the woman now, the next woman, the Jezebel, in a one piece of fred dress. I don't know who could cut up that dress they put on her. Big grand girl in a one nice state to king dress. You look like any concubine. You gotta tell me say you're that grand girl, and when people are look back, history in an archive, and that the piece of crocodile color dress you in, and your skin done black and dark already. Your skin done black and dark already. And that the ugly crocodile looking dress. Then you have one big shebang. You know, like you have Genie or Obia. How weird having at the bag for Obia, you matey? I am matey did have for Obia. Your frefre bag, I wear it up in the frefre bag. I'll hold me. I'll people made it have. Anyways, Jamaica, we're not stay upon them tonight. That was just the gimmicks. That was just the laughter to keep the class going. Who really wants to hear who really wants to hear the truth of what we're discussing tonight? Who wants to hear what I'm discussing tonight, Jamaica? This is not what we're discussing because them not worth mentioning. Matey and wife not worth mentioning. We have matters of importance to discuss. And I'm going to lecture now, so let me take off my blazer. Who is ready for class? 7.4 students are here. I'm going to give the background to the lecture tonight, Jamaica and the world. March of this year, I believe in about February, the Caribbean heads of government met and they agreed that they would have continued to support Bernice Scotland to continue her bid as the Commonwealth Secretary General. And the entire Caribbean region gave support to Bernice. The entire Caribbean region gave support to Bernice. But in March, if I do recall, Jamaica and the world, there were speculations that somebody has ambitions of running for Secretary General. It so happened, Jamaica. Remember, Jamaica said they are going to support Bernice Scotland, for Secretary General. And it so happened, Jamaica. It so happened. It so happened. It so happened that all of a sudden, Kamina Johnson Smith now has an interest to become the Secretary General. Remember, Kamina and all of them gave their support in Jamaica. World. All on. When I say Jamaica, all who love Jamaica just know say, me can't say world and Jamaica, people. They all gave support. They all came out, including Kamina Johnson Smith herself, and said they are going to support Bernice Scotland to continue as Secretary General. Now, Jamaica, who remembered what happened back in June? Because we're in August now. Who remembered what happened in June? All of them pack up and run. Go down to Kigali, down to Rwanda. Remember in Jamaica, first concubine run go down there. Prime Minister run go down there. Tourism Minister run go down there. The nasty, dirty Minister of Information, the send up boy run go down there. You remember? All of them run Ghana Kigali. But before that, you remember said the Rwanda man come to Jamaica and the amount of millions them spent for hosting for about 3 or 4 days. Remember how much people are going to talk up some things tonight. They're not going to like me after tonight. Well, them don't hate me already, so I get used to it. Them don't hate me already, so when me don't talk tonight, I'm more problem. What when I don't talk? Oh, we want to remember the case, man. Only remember the case. Now Jamaica. Remember I asked some questions a few months ago. How much money was spent? How much money was spent? How much money was spent on the Commonwealth visit? Here is why I asked my students. Enough time we're there and we hear people calling and say, hospitals don't have bed, they don't have medication, they don't have the basics to keep the hospital going. Sometimes you go to a police station, police not even have printer for printing a statement. Police don't have the basic equipment for fight crime. Now Jamaica, when you're going to the school them, the schools now have all of the the resources to teach the picnic them. Lie me I tell. Lie me I tell. We want them to tell me, Jamaica. When we go all about, when we look up on the garbage disposal, where garbage now get picked up properly and is not being disposed of effectively. When we look on our roads, them Jamaica, where roads are not being kept properly, and a lot of our roads have many potholes. Allow me to tell. When we look across Jamaica, when you look across Jamaica, people suffer daily. Am I telling a lie? Am I telling a lie? People suffer daily in this country. But you can now have a government that spends $43 million on a campaign that failed. $43 million was spent on a campaign. $43 million. $43 million was spent on a campaign. $43 million. Poor people hungry in this country. Our hospitals are in a deplorable condition. Our school system don't have enough resources. And 43 million was spent on to get one person into office. $43 million was spent to get one person into office. 43 million dollars. 43. $43 million. $43 million. What was so special about Kamina Johnson Smith? Is Kamina Johnson Smith the golden girl who did not get the golden trophy? Is Kamina Johnson Smith the golden girl who did not get the golden trophy? Is Kamina Johnson Smith the golden girl that never get the golden trophy? And to all of you who are on the platform saying that I need to be more respectful to our authorities, let me say this to you. Let me take off this. The authorities don't respect the ordinary Jamaican who needs help. The authorities doesn't care about the ordinary Jamaican who is hungry, poor and impoverished. The authorities does not care. When crime has escalated, they now tell you, go and lock your doors. That's the authorities. The authorities that you're telling us to respect are those who have no regards for you. The authorities that you're saying we must respect and be respectful to has no regards for the people and your children. The authorities have no regard for your picking them school. When I have toiletries, the picking them school, when I have the resources to teach the picking them, come September morning. Those are the authorities that you all want us to respect. But respect goes twofold and two sprung. Two sprung. You respect a nation, you would have had regards to know that you cannot spend $43 million that was wasted on one person's public interest. One person's interest was $43 million. Have you gone down to Central Kingston? Have the authorities done enough for Central Kingston? 30 family members were firebombed over the weekend. The authorities go look for them. The authorities go give them toiletries. The authorities go do nothing and look out for them. When I talk about authorities, has the authorities done anything for the people in Gregor Park? Has the authorities done anything for Mr. Peart, who was locked down and incarcerated for 12 years and 5 days? What has the authorities done for the interest of poor, the dispossessed, and the impoverished? they have not done anything. So when you come and tell me about respect for authority, respect is due to the Jamaican citizen who placed them into power. Respect is due for public accountability and transparency.